Alright, first thing you're going to do is make sure you're working standing up, push your chair under the table, and then you're going to be wedging your piece of clay. So you want a piece of clay that fits kind of between two hands, about that size. And then you're going to start with butterfly hand position, where you wrap your fingers around the clay, and then you're going to push the clay down, roll the clay back, move your hands forward. Push the clay down, roll the clay back, move your hands forward. This is called wedging the clay, and you should always wedge your clay every time you get a fresh piece of clay. What this is doing is starting to pop air bubbles. It's helping keep the clay more consistent, and it's drying out the clay if your clay is too wet. Then we're going to start with a slab of clay that you're going to place over the top of the face mold. So the next step that you're going to do, once you've wedged that, 10, 12 times, you're going to switch to CPR hands, and you're going to press down to start to flatten that piece of clay. But when you do this, you don't want to make it so thin that you stretch that clay out and it becomes paper thin. All it's going to do is stick to the table like this, and that's too thin to work with. So when you flatten the clay, you want it to be about as tall as the palm of your hand, or as thick as the palm of your hand. Then you're ready to roll out your slab. So I'm going to put my guide sticks on either side. It's just two rulers that are similar in thickness. This is going to control how thick you can roll out your clay, so you don't get the clay too thick or too thin. Then you're going to take the PVC pipe, you're going to put it in the center of the clay, and if your clay is really soft, then you have to use light hand pressure, because if you press too hard with soft clay, it is going to stick to the rolling pin. So I'm rolling from the middle and then all the way off the edge. Then I pick the rolling pin up, put it back in the middle, roll all the way towards me. I need to get my slab of clay large enough to fit over the top of this plastic face mold. So I have to make sure that the clay is stretching wide enough that it'll fit the width of the mold, and then long enough. So as you roll, if you see that the clay is getting sticky on the top, turn the slab upside down, so the sticky side's touching the table. Then you're going to proceed to roll out the slab of clay, and I'm using really light hand pressure right now because I have very soft, sticky clay. And I'm just going to continue to roll this slab and flip the clay until I've reached uniform thickness. Now, you can also see that this rolling pin is collecting clay. I'm going to want to clean that off. So really, just my dry hand is what I like to use, or you can get a tool out of your clay bucket and just kind of scrape the clay off. But the reason why you want to get rid of the clay on the rolling pin, it acts like glue. It's going to stick to the slab, or it's going to, when you roll, it's going to leave these indentions inside the slab of clay. So when I think I'm at uniform thickness, I'm going to flip it one more time, and I'm going to press as hard as I can to roll. If it doesn't stretch anymore, then you know you're at uniform thickness. So now, the next thing that I'm going to do is check for air bubbles. So I see an air bubble right here. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video very well, but usually you can just kind of wipe the surface of the clay, and that was the bubble that had just smeared open, and that was a pretty significant air bubble. So you want to pop those kind of as you see those. Okay, once that is finished, I am going to bring my project board on top of the table, and I'm going to set my fabric rag on top of the board. We do not put clay on top of the board because clay on the board just sticks and it's hard to remove, and it ends up ripping or breaking your project. Then you're going to put your mold on top of the fabric, and then we have to put a piece of saran wrap on top of the mold, because clay will stick to this plastic surface and not release, and then you're going to end up tearing your project. So once you're ready, you'll get your piece of saran wrap, and you're going to set that piece of saran wrap on top of the mold. It should cover the whole surface. And then I'm going to transfer my slab of clay on top. So I'm just going to kind of drape that over the top of the mask, and then I am going to start to mold this clay. So I'm just going to start pressing it down to start to form more of the human facial features of this. And kind of press it along the chin, the cheek, the forehead, so it really starts to create that shape based upon this mold. And I'm going to push down kind of where the eye sockets are, where the nose is. If you make a mistake, you can usually just smooth it out and reshape it again. If you need to, you can re-roll your slab and set that on the top again and start over. Okay, so once that has been molded to the shape of the face, now you're going to use a fettling knife and you're just going to trim away the extra clay around the edge. I'm going to take this piece off and cut around the bottom, and I can reuse this piece of clay for my 5 additive features that I'll be working with. So everybody's goal is to try to get this slab finished by the end of class. If you still have enough class time to work, then you could begin to sculpt your additive features with the extra clay to start to put on the surface. You can wait to remove clay from the mask till next class, because this clay needs to turn a little more leather hard before we remove it from the mold. So I don't want you cutting anything else away from this for today. We can do that next class once the clay is a little more dry. So at the end of class today, what you'll be doing is just unfold your rag and then kind of set that fabric across the top to protect it slightly. And then you're going to be placing this whole entire project inside of your plastic bag, and then you'll be storing that on your assigned shelf so that it can start to turn leather hard before we start to add the extra pieces.